started. Want to welcome everyone to Improve Your Digital Strategy with the Perfect Brand Story. My name is Bernard Lee. I am the president of I-ntellect Digital Marketing, and I've been forced into this position. Not forced. It's something I love doing to kind of share, a lot of what we believe helps small, medium-sized companies really kind of come up with great strategies to move their company forward. What we do is we provide digital marketing strategies that take you from a leader to the leader. We guarantee an online voice much larger than your company that connects with your customers. So today, we're going to talk about story and how the elements of story can be utilized for companies to have a great website that does everything that you want to do. Generate leads, convert, increase traffic. But it all starts with a great story. And every story has a very specific 7-part formula. I didn't invent it. It's been around for 2,000 years. There's all types of people smarter than me who studied it. And every story has a hero. The hero has a problem that they can't solve alone. Meets a guy, gives the hero a plan. The hero's forced to do something. And at the end, they're either going to succeed or they're going to fail. But we're going to stick around to see exactly what happens. So think of Star Wars. In Star Wars, you have Luke Skywalker. And he has, a mission. He needs to, lead the way, join the Force, defeat the Death Star, on and on and on. We know it. But he meets a guide, Obi-Wan Kenobi, who teaches Luke the ways of a Jedi Knight. If it wasn't for Obi-Wan, well, maybe we wouldn't have seen a whole bunch of Star Wars sequels. Next, The Dark Knight, one of my favorite movies. What you see here is Alfred. But, in this story, Batman needs Alfred's help to keep Gotham safe and falling into the hands of the Joker. And he's going to succeed or he's going to fail. What does Alfred do? Alfred provides him all the tools, the Batmobile, all the gadgets to overcome. Batman's then forced to take action, and it's a challenge of defeating all the bad guys. Now, this story also involves real life. So let's talk about the 2008 presidential campaign. A guy by the name of Barack Obama. So campaigns, presidential elections, local, state, they all use this formula. We don't realize it, but there is a very specific formula that was created to give Barack Obama the hump in 2008 over a hero. So his formula was, he didn't position himself as a hero, he positioned himself as a guide. And the voter was the hero. And what was it that the voter needed the guide's help with? Well, to see if we can turn the course of the country. That's really what it came down to. Everybody wanted to be involved. So what does he come up with? Yes, we can. And now when it comes time to vote, well, the voters have to make a decision. And that decision is going to determine whether Barack Obama succeeds or fails. But at the end of the day, he defeated a hero, John McCain. And in John McCain's story, he was the hero, not the voter. So as a result, the election swayed to a freshman senator from the state of Illinois. That's all great. And we understand, okay, story, elements, etc. But how does this look in the business world? So in the business world, here's our friend Mayhem from Allstate. I think we've all, had a chuckle or two watching how Mayhem has gotten in the driver's seat of a 14 or 16-year-old girl who's driving, who's doing selfies, to football, to, natural disasters. Mayhem is always there. But Mayhem follows a very specific story and a formula for a story. So here, the hero of the story is the driver, who has a problem that they can't solve alone, which is dealing with mayhem. They're behind the seat of their automobile. Things happen. And, well, they need someone to help them with mayhem. Who is that? It's the president from 24. He is the guide, and the guide always has a plan. In this case, Allstate has their safe driving bonus check policy. It's going to save us. Don't worry, we've got you. We've dealt with this before. That's really the role of the advisor. So now it calls the hero to action. So, the driver needs to make a decision on who they're going to put in the position to protect their vehicles. And so they have to go to a website, click a button. They've got to do something to get the plan. And at the end of the day, this plan is going to either result in success, that they're protected, or failure. They're dealing with mayhem because they chose not to integrate or to receive that plan from the guide. This happens all the time. We see it 24/7 and the 5,000 messages that we get a day. So what is it that keeps us back from having successful websites? Well, there's a couple things. We're too close to our products. We've have all these degrees. We go to school. We want to show everybody that we know what we're talking about. So what do? Number 2, TMI. Too much information. It's all about us. We position ourselves as the guy. We know it all. And unfortunately, with all this information on the sites, it's just too much for our visitors to take in. So as a result, in most cases, they shut down. They move on. But one of the worst things that we do is that we make ourselves the hero. And that is probably one of the easiest things that we can change, but it is number one in terms of turning visitors off. All right, so how do we transform from that? Well, you have to pass the 660-10 test. And what's the 660-10 test? 660, the site has to be easy enough and basic enough for, in 10 seconds, that a 6 or 60-year-old can tell you what the offering is, how it makes their lives better, and how to buy it. But more importantly, we want to make sure that it's very specific as to who the hero really is when they do, the 660 and 10. All right? So let's take a look at a couple examples of some sites. Well, Malcolm Brown Insurance Agency, sorry to pick on you, my man Malcolm, but you are not the hero in this story. And when you put a picture of yourself on the home page, you've already positioned you as the hero, not the guide. Secondly, let's take a look at this headline. This headline doesn't tell me, there's nothing here that tells me how you make my life better, Malcolm. Now, you do have a pretty big call to action. You got that part right. I would rather see a bigger one in this right-hand corner, which is some prime real estate. Contact us, get a quote is important in your industry. But this image right here should be an image of people who you've helped, Malcolm, who've gone through the process of working with you, who are now happy, content, because you've done a great job. All right, let's go into real estate. Nick McLean, Real Estate Group, State of Washington. I'm sure you're very successful, Nick, but you could probably do more with a better site, and particularly on this homepage. So what we don't have here, no clear call to action. He's got an image of the mountains. That doesn't really mean anything to any individual looking for a house for their family. He's definitely residential, so what's the mountain mean to us? He has no headline, no transformation, no what we do and how that changes, improves your life. Really important. So that headline is not missing. So he's got a little bit of work to do. Secondly, the picture they do have on their site, a lot of text. Guess what? No one's reading text. They're not doing it. They're all scanning. Secondly, the image was fuzzy and it's all about them again. So no images of who they're helping, no transformation at all. Let's take a look at one more. Financial services. Financial services is generally conservative. We all know it. However, here is an opportunity for them to really work on that headline. Results and service that stand the test of time. That doesn't say anything about how you're going to help me. So secondly, so they're not really positioning anyone as a hero or a guy because there's just a picture of a couple charts. Doesn't mean anything. There's no call to action. So a couple things that can be done. They're not far away, but a couple tweaks. It's still a very beautiful site, very beautiful image. But there's some things that they can do to improve it. So here's an example of someone who's got it right. Realtor, obviously, doesn't have to say they're a realtor, and we don't need a picture of them. Headline, great headline, helping you buy and sell homes in the Dayton area. We know exactly what they do. There's the headline. Secondly, call to action in the right-hand corner. Call to action 2, start the process. It's called a transitional call to action. 3, visually show success that the customer's receiving after using the product. Nice family, home, here they are, content. Their conflict has been resolved, and the realtor has done it. That no picture of himself. The family's obviously the hero, and this is, quite frankly, perfect. So let's talk about some before and afters. Here is a great space, new co-working space in the Charlotte area. They have a headline, almost there, a lot of text, but they do have specific call to action. Join us here. Now, here's some changes that we made for them. So a co-working space that takes your business to the next level, tells you exactly how they transform, how they turn conflict into what I'm looking for, internal, external struggle. Co-working, Charlotte Co-working Redefined. Here is somewhat of a movie trailer, and it's really kind of integrating, those 7 areas that we talked about of a perfect story. But call to action here, and view our plans, how to get started, very obvious. And again, you have happy people who are now they're members, their lives are going in a direction they want them to go. So let's go and take a look at our company. If we can't get it right, then no one can, right? So let's start from the beginning. Digital marketing strategies that take you from a leader to the leader. That says right away what we do, all right, and what it means to you. And we want to go into a secondary statement. We guarantee an online voice much larger than your company that connects with your customers. Again, it's all about how we take you from A to Z. And it's all about you. The hero of the story, here she is. She's a current client. She's happy. The guy, representing one of the members of our team, a little scruffy, but he's still a member. In the background, it's all about her. She's transformed, happy, content, and the call to action is obvious. So, again, want to go and touch on what every great story formula has, these 7 items. So the second part of it is movie trailer. So right after the beginning, right after here, the next part in your website should have your movie trailer. So for Intellect, it's strategy for what will happen. And we want to hit a number of areas. Effective digital marketing strategy is vital to compete and win. Solid statement. But it's overwhelming as you attempt solutions for what's already happened that put you further behind the competition. Overwhelming is the emotional. Behind the competition is external issue that you want to solve. In comes the guide, forward thinking, exploits digital trends, committed to helping you become the leader. And how do we do it? With a plan designed for what will happen that results in opportunities to help you. And then, very simple, schedule a strategy session. So the movie trailer, have the music in the background, dun 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 dun, if this is Star Wars, and having a very specific call to action. So one of the things that people make another mistake on is when it comes to showing their services or benefits, too much text. Guess what, buddy? No one reads it. So the suggestion is to stay with your plan. How do you get the plan? Request a meeting. Talk a little more about the plan. Talk a little more about, the client, about the hero, their values, how you can help them. So here, it's obviously a financial services firm. Peace of mind knowing you invest in a portfolio of companies that you can be proud of, Proud to own without sacrificing returns. Here about your goals. Here, your passions, dreams. All right. So at the end, think 6, 60, and 10. Now, again, 10 seconds. Can a 6 or 60-year-old understand it? We need to articulate the offer, show how it improves their lives, and tell them how to buy it at that first glance within 10 seconds. If they can't, then there needs to be some tweaking to do. So if you have any questions and how you can help to improve your brand story or just your digital marketing strategy, as a whole, here's our contact information at I-ntellect.com. You can email us at info@intellect.com or give us a call at 704-593-6288. Again, this is Bernard Lee from I-ntellect Digital Marketing. We design marketing strategies that take you from a leader to the leader. Till next time.